Hey guys, so sorry. Let me just message out that I'm live. I know a few of you joined earlier and I was like having technical difficulties, so that's why I wasn't talking. I don't know if you could hear. I don't know. I was having major technical difficulties. Anyways, welcome to the channel. Glad you guys could join me. So I wanted to get on here to talk about a few things. I wanted to talk about, first of all, I need a major catch-up session on the whole Hunter Biden situation. So if anybody in here knows what's real, what isn't real, hi sweet Rosa, what isn't real, I need to know, okay? Because I have seen emails of Malia Obama's credit card next to cocaine. I have seen Hunter Biden having sex with Malia Obama. I've also seen a website that supposedly has a video of all this stuff going on, like of all the videos or pictures or images. And I've seen people sharing these images here and there. I just don't know where they're getting it. So if you guys have a link to that, send it to my Instagram, Let's Talk Darling, and so I can check it out. But what do you guys know? What is going on? What is going on? There's so much craziness with this whole Hunter Biden situation that I don't know what's been proven, what hasn't been disproven. I know that Jim Jordan, I saw a post that Jim Jordan, it said here, Republican Jim Jordan on reviewing and authenticating Hunter Biden emails, that he has completely authenticated them and has said there seems to be no messing with these emails or, fabrication or anything like that. Okay, so Tangy, I have just seen them on Instagram. So a few people that I follow have been sending me stuff on Instagram, pictures of him smoking crack, rumors of there being child porn with him having, sexual acts and abusing young girls. Not that I want to see that stuff, but I mean, I'm just trying to understand. And then him having sex with their underage niece. I'm trying to understand what's real and what isn't, because there's just so much going on. So while everybody kind of gets into the chat, just so you guys know, I'm on social media, Let's Talk Darling, if you're new to the channel. I'm going to try to do these live streams once a week. Not sure what day is going to be best. I'm just going to play with a few different days and see which days are good. And just kind of depending on how successful they are as far as engagement and stuff with you guys. Thank you, Doug, for the super chat. Just to remind you guys, if you want to do a super chat just to donate, some people do super chats to ask questions that they want me to see as we get more busier. Sometimes I don't see all the questions. But you can also just do a super chat to donate to the channel, which I greatly appreciate, because that helps me continue to do this. This is my full-time job. I am starting to work with some people, and I would like to be able to pay them on a regular basis. So that's what this will go towards as well. So you guys hear me okay? Everything good? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Cool. Thank you. All right. So tell me what we know about the Hunter Biden emails. I know I said we're going to talk about a few things, whatever you guys want to talk about in whatever order, but I really want to get caught up on Hunter Biden. Where are we at? Is the FBI being held responsible for not doing anything about this? I also want to talk about Chelsea Handler. I just made a video about Chelsea Handler. I am disgusted by Chelsea Handler. And then I want to just talk about voting. I want to see how many of you guys have voted in your area. How has it been? I see some people are in really long lines and other people, it's like super, super fast for them. I voted first day out. It was easy peasy. I was in and out of there in less than like 2 minutes. So hi, Sean. So yeah, tell me what you guys want to talk about. Let's talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, whatever you want to ask me. As you know, I am a open book. So if you want to ask me a question in the chat section, feel free. Cool. Janice, you're dropping your ballot off at an official drop box tomorrow. So have you guys seen these drop boxes? I've seen a few news articles of drop boxes that have been set on fire. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but the drop boxes make me a little worried. I don't know what the answer is to that. But either way, it's good that you're voting. Okay, so who in here is a Black man or a Black woman that is offended, that has something to say about the Chelsea Handler situation? I want to hear. Doug, I don't know if you're Black or what you are. Not that it matters, but I'm really, really interested in how somebody of color took what she said, because I have heard some people literally respond and just say, oh, she was just joking. She wasn't serious. But it just confuses me because I hear some people make jokes and it's like racist, cancel them. They're Ku Klux Klan, they're white supremacists. And then she says it and it's a joke because she's a comedian. So it's supposed to be funny. Did I see 50 responses to Chelsea? No, I did not see 50 responses to Chelsea. I'll have to look that up. Okay, so I wrote in here, my ex that used to live in my house is a convicted felon. So how did she get a ballot in the mail? So that has been a big deal. So there have been people that have been, or that are convicted felons, or people that have died, or people's animals that have been getting ballots in the mail. I actually got a few messages from people on Instagram that told me that they didn't even live in the state anymore and they were getting ballots from that state. So it is really screwed up, you guys. And like if situations like that get in the wrong hands, yeah, we're gonna have a very like skewed election result. Okay, if people aren't honest with just voting once and not taking advantage of ballots that are coming to them that shouldn't come to them. So that is very, very scary. I have no idea who Chelsea Handjob is. So Chelsea Handler is a comedian, I guess, if that's what you want to call her. She used to have something called the Chelsea Handler Show. It's like a talk show, and she just interviewed celebrities and kind of like belittled them. That was kind of her thing. I don't know if you've ever seen like roast, but her show was like one big roast. So yeah, she's very insignificant, to tell you the truth. But she dated 50 Cent. And I think that that's what kind of made her known, as she dated 50 Cent. But she has since given up her show and has been on this quest to educate herself, which just doesn't seem to be working out very well. But that's the N word, right? Okay, to say if you're Black, I don't believe anyone should say it. I don't believe anybody should say the N word. I hate the N word. The whole like notion of, you know, Black people that say it and say, well, we took the word back and we're giving it a different meaning is BS to me. You're not taking anything back. Nobody sees it that way. And if you're taking it back and giving it a different meaning, then everybody should be able to say it and you not get offended by it. So if you get offended by it, then clearly it doesn't have another meaning, right? Were you ever a liberal Democrat? And if so, when and what age did you become conservative? And what was the impetus behind your transitional awakening? Okay, so, I mean, I won't consider like me saying that I was a liberal before college because nobody knows anything in high school. But I definitely had liberal viewpoints in high school because I didn't know anything. I didn't know any better. But yes, when I went to college, I was super duper liberal. I spoke about this on my last live, but I had an abortion in college. I was irresponsible with my body in college. I really didn't even vote when I turned 18. I don't think I actually voted until I got married. I just didn't see like the sense or the purpose in it. And I think the turning point for me was after I voted for Obama. Yes, I voted for Obama. When he ran for president, I really believed in the hope and change and the frilly la 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 message that he had. But I quickly realized that it was all bullshit. When nothing really started to change, and I felt like everything started to become race, like geared towards race. I noticed like artists were like that. Like it just was a constant topic of discussion and it became exhausting. So it was at that point that I really thought to myself, it wasn't that I was like, oh, maybe I should go to the Republican side. It was more like I educated myself on what the Republican platform was. And I realized that for the most part, the way I was raised and all along, I had been a Republican, not a Democrat or a conservative. So that's kind of the story. Let me just see. Sorry if you like typed a comment and it's not showing. I'm showing them now. It holds like what potential comments might be like if they're bad. So I will show them. Let's see. Again, if there's a question you really want me to ask and I don't see it, just put it in the super chat. And you can donate as little or as much as you want. It doesn't matter. Liberals are really showing their true colors. I agree. What is your take on who will win the election? I think we are all confused. So if the election was like, here's the thing. I don't think the election last year wasn't 100% not rigged, but think about it this way. Like Chelsea Clinton was set to be the winner. Like nobody even questioned that this guy who used to have the show The Apprentice was going to come out of nowhere and beat Hillary Clinton. So for me, the underdog won the first time he ran. So now, if you just base it off of his straight accomplishments and policies, I don't see how he cannot win. And if you really look at like the true numbers, I'm not talking about like on CNN, how they say, oh, the stats show that Biden's winning in the polls. I don't know if I really trust those polls because, I mean, by show of hands in this thing, how many people have actually gotten a call asking who you're going to vote for? I haven't. And if I did get it, I wouldn't even answer that call, to tell you the honest truth. I wouldn't give them an answer. And I know my parents are the same. I think a lot of people are going to hold that very close to the chest because they don't want like any targeting. So again, silent majority hasn't spoken yet, but they're speaking at the polls for sure. And I honestly think there's going to be a landslide win like we have never seen before for Trump. I think it's going to blow everybody out of the water. And I think the Democrats know it as well. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing everything that they're doing. They're getting extremely nervous about stuff, and it shows, like they're talking a big game, but I think they know that their line is running very thin at this point. So, yeah. Yeah, people voted for Obama. Here's the thing. Like, I get it. I'm not Black, but like I'm Hispanic, and like I get it. Like, it was a big deal for Black people to see a Black man in the White House, something that like they never ever thought was going to happen in their lifetime. There were older people that said, I never thought I would see that happen. So it really was a huge, huge deal that it happened. And to tell you the honest truth, at that point, I realized there can't be racism. We have a Black president in office. And the funny thing is that he wasn't even put in office by the Black vote. He was actually put in office by the majority, other than Black vote or white vote. So at that point, I was like, there can't be racism. And then it seemed like right after that, it was like racism over and over again. It was just like, the hell's going on here? Like, we had a black president, not one term, but two. How is it possible? Okay, how do I explain to a very good friend who is liberal why Trump's policies are what he should be focusing on? I have tried, but the hate for him is so deep and people just curious how to battle. Okay, so this is how. Don't battle. This is the thing. You go into a situation with somebody and you go in trying to change their mind. It's not going to work. The best way to do it is to have them answer their own questions. So asking them, so what, as an American, what is it that you really want from your presidential candidate? Not describing Trump, not describing Biden, just if you could create the perfect candidate, what is it that you want, right? Then you can start asking questions and say, okay, so right now you would vote for him. Tell me what Biden has done, like done, not said, but actually done, that you like or that speaks to you. This is the thing. Most liberals who just vote for Biden because they don't want to vote for Trump don't actually know anything that Joe has done to better their life, right? Like, I always ask, like, if it's another, Hispanic person, like, what has this candidate done for Hispanic people? What has this candidate done to, better the economy? You have to ask questions and allow them to answer it. Don't tell them how to feel. Allow them to think for themselves. And then when they say, well, Donald Trump is a racist. Okay, well, show me and tell me something that he said and did was a racist. And usually they will, mention the immigration laws. Okay, but that doesn't make you a racist. And then you have to kind of point out that he's just enforcing a law that previous presidents before him put in place. So it's not even his law. He's just enforcing it. How does that make you a racist? So ask questions. Try not to have a debate, because some people get turned off by that immediately and they won't listen to you. Trump called CNN dumb bastards at his rally today. They are dumb bastards. And I love that he calls out the media. The media is nobody's friend. The media is nobody's friend but their own. Just know that. Okay. The media is not my friend. The media is not his friend. The media is not Biden's friend. They're out to sell stories. They're out to get traffic to their website. They don't care what it is you do. Okay. They just need stories. That's why they're bastards. Yes, I agree. Bobby, Biden is suffering from dementia. It's actually quite sad, the condition that he's in, and that his family continues to allow him to just kind of be paraded in front of people and, a laughing stock and be made fun of. It's sad. I don't know how, as his wife, she sits by and allows that to happen. I think to myself, she must want to be first lady so bad that at her husband's expense, she's willing to get it, That's crazy. Yeah, it's so true. I think people always knew the media was corrupt and one-sided, but I think because of Trump, we were able to really see. And I know a lot of people criticize his tweets and what he says in his tweets, but at the same time, he used social media against them because he was basically tweeting out the information firsthand and not allowing them to skew the information. A really good example of him doing that is he recently did a 60 Minutes interview, and the media is already posting headlines saying Trump has, stormed out of his 60 Minutes interview. And that's not true, because he was smart enough to have one of his staffers actually record the interview from offset, and they posted it on his YouTube channel, because Trump has a YouTube channel. So they posted the uncut video of the interview on Trump's YouTube channel, so you could see that he didn't walk off the set. He actually gave them, I think, a 55-minute interview, and then she stopped the interview to ask her producer, how are we doing on time, because we still have to get Pence in here. And at that point, Trump said, you know what, I think you've gotten enough material for me. Let's have Pence come in. And she goes, no, I have a few more questions. And he said, no, you know what? I think I've given you enough. And that wasn't walking off. That was just him telling her, I'm done. And he's allowed to do that. Thank you, Tangy, for the super chat. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so, so much. Okay, let's see. So somebody said in here, Joe Biden wants the White House really bad, or Joe Biden wants really bad. I'm not too sure Joe is in control here. I feel like going back to the fact that they really felt Hillary was going to win the election against Trump when they ran, okay? And when Trump came in and he won, they screwed up their plans for whatever, shady shit they were going to continue doing. Because as you can see from the Hunter Biden emails and all this other stuff that's coming out, there was a lot of, backdoor shady deals going on. And I think that screwed up their entire plan. So it wasn't that Joe was the best candidate, and it wasn't that Kamala was the best candidate. It was that we need two people that we can maneuver as puppets to get back in that White House, okay, and finish the job we were doing. And they're mad because Trump is not going to allow it. And he is extremely smart. He does his homework, and he's got good people around him. Thank you, Joe Bombero, for the $20 super chat. I appreciate it so much. And thank you, Joshua Leonard, for the $15 super chat. Let me read what you said here. They say vote Democrat to solve racial injustice. Why would I vote for a party that has a vested interest in there being injustice in the first place? Explains why they have done nothing and Trump has. Yeah. So they're using the racial injustice tag as the bait to pull everybody in. We all know there is racial injustice with individuals for sure. That's never going to end, okay? But I wouldn't say that we have a huge problem with racial injustice. They're just using that because they know that it triggers people emotionally, okay? It triggers people emotionally, so they're using that to get your vote. When you know and I know that when they get into office, they're not going to do anything about racial injustice wherever it exists, because Trump's already done so much. He's already done so much. He's already put so many people of color in places of power in the White House. He has, put so many policies in place for inner cities and schools, to be able to, provide good resources for kids that wouldn't otherwise get it. I mean, there's nothing that they're going to be able to do to top what he's already done. Now, what they're probably going to do if they get in, which I don't think they will, is do away with everything Trump did and replace it with something else. Like you saw in the debate, Biden wanted to replace Obamacare with Biden care. Who cares? Who cares what it's called? It's going to suck either way. Thoughts on Diddy Black Party when he said he was voting for Biden back in May? So I don't really follow Diddy that much, but I do know that he's been talking a lot of trash about Trump. And so, I assume then he was going to vote for Biden, but now that 50 Cent has come out, honestly, I don't see how anybody who owns a business or anybody that wants to make money can vote for a Democrat, period, because they're not the party they're not the party that supports entrepreneurs and businesses. They're the party that supports, public assistance. You know what I mean? So I don't understand how Diddy can justify voting for Biden. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So. Literally the best country in the world to live in for any race. I agree, Joe. I agree. I don't like you. Okay, Patrick says, I don't like you. I don't like what you stand for, and I'm not going to see no curse words to you. But I don't want you understand is that I don't like you, and I don't like what you said about New York. Understood, Patrick. You don't like me. Next question. Speaking of New York, okay, did y'all see the video? Patrick, tune out, baby, because you ain't going to like this. Tune out. Did y'all see the video of the cops knocking on the door of the Orthodox Jews that were having like their Sunday dinner? And you know, Patrick, you know the Orthodox Jews in New York, okay, that you know their family and their religious dinners are very important to them. The cops knocked on their door because their idiot mayor has some rule that there's a rule around gathering in a place, okay, which is what California is also trying to do right now, that you're only allowed to have so many people in your house, okay? And they were like, what are we doing wrong? We're not being loud. And the police were there to break it up. New York sucks, Patrick. I said it. Actually, your mayor sucks. New York doesn't suck. Your mayor sucks. You take it back. Most searched subject immediately after debate. Can I change my vote? I know, right? I was wondering the same thing. Oh my gosh. New York is a deep mess under Mayor de Blasio. I agree. He is the worst. Oh, and Chelsea Handler has a crush on him. Yeah. Are you concerned about the inevitable collapse of the US dollar as the world reserve currency, as it is a fiat currency backed by debt due to the excessive money printing right now from the Fed? So I don't know much about that, but I have heard, I'd have to get more education, but I've heard that like cryptocurrencies and gold is going to be what we're going to be moving towards. I mean, there's got to be some correlation because everywhere you go, there's a sign saying we're low on coins, which is crazy. So I'm sorry if I didn't answer that, but I don't know much about it. So pardon me. Do not insult idiots like that. I'm not insulting anybody. I'm just being me. So you guys know I keep it real. Franklin called me a bish. You guys, join a few more lives and you will learn that I do not have a sensitivity button like most girls have. So you can say whatever you want to me and it's not going to bother me. Okay. I think some people are saying in public they are voting for Biden, but they are low-key voting for Trump because they don't want to be criticized. Yeah, or they're not saying anything at all. You know, I agree. By the way, you're amazing, and I'm from New York City. I love watching you. Yay! I love you, Justin. Thank you. First of all, okay, Patrick. First of all, let me get this off my chest. COVID-19 is very well. I have lost a lot of people, a whole lot of people, some friends and some family members over COVID-19. So when you mention C, Patrick, I'm not saying that anybody deserves to die. Okay, I'm not saying that. But what your mayor is doing is inexcusable. Okay, he's not saving any lives. He runs his city poorly. And that's what the point is. I'm not saying that anybody deserves to die. And may your friends that have passed from COVID or anything rest in peace. I'm not here to attack you. Don't take what I'm saying as an attack against you personally or even attack against New York City. It's an attack against your incompetent Mayor de Blasio. That's it, honey. That's it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for the love and support in the comments here. I'm half Black and half Samoan. I love Samoan people, Patrick. I love my Samoan side. This is why I love my Black star. I will be coming out with a YouTube channel soon. That's great. I encourage you to come out with a YouTube channel. Your voice should be heard by the people that want to hear your voice as well. But please don't come on to my channel and insult me, okay? Because I work very hard and I'm, more than welcoming to anybody to come into the chats and we can have a discussion and we don't have to disagree, but you don't need to be disrespectful to me, okay? Because I love Black people. I love Samoan people. Samoan people have a great, great heart. They're super sensitive people. You guys cook amazing food and you're Black. Okay, you got the best of both sides for sure. You must be eating good over there, Patrick. All right. Yes, high case fatality rate in blue states. I agree, Daniel. Trump has got to win or we are not in a good place. Not in a good place. So I want to pass a theory here, okay, you guys. I want to pass a theory here to you guys for your thoughts, okay? So I started thinking, going back to these Biden emails, I started thinking, like, where is Hunter Biden? Nobody has heard from him. I would think, okay, that if you were accused of being a child molesting, crack smoking, money embezzler, okay, and if it wasn't true, you would like come out and say it wasn't true, right? So then I started thinking, I was like, what if he was about to get caught anyways? And Trump said, I'll make you a deal. You hand over the laptop. We'll make it look like you took it to a repair shop and forgot to, pick it up. You hand over the laptop and we get everything we need against your dad and you'll get less in trouble for it. Okay. But you need to help us take down the entire structure that your family has been building for years and years and years of corruption. Okay. What do you guys think about that theory? I want to know. Am I onto something? Because don't you think it's kind of weird? Like nobody's heard from Hunter. Like I'm thinking, is he in a witness protection program? Like how all of a sudden did this just come out of the blue? Now this happened with the whole, email or the whole laptop thing. This happened a while ago. And supposedly the FBI had it and like didn't do anything with it. Like, come on, something doesn't smell right to me. I want to know if anybody has any like theories on that. Sorry, I'm just reading through this. People are still going off about New York. Nobody has any thoughts on my theory? Come on. Oh, Miss Richter. Hi, I'm from South Africa. The world is watching USA because this country is already sold to China. Don't let it happen on your side of the pond. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. Pay attention to what other countries are telling. And this is not the first time I've seen a message like that. Why do I think Joe would get away with so much dishonesty? Because he's been protected by dishonest people. Think about it. Think about it. That's why they call it the swamp. That's why they call them deep states. Okay? Because the swamp runs deep. What is going on here? Let's see. I saw an interview with him just last week. He said he's hiding in plain sight with Hunter Biden. The last interview I saw from him was last year, okay, on ABC. And that's when they were questioning him on all these dealings. I have not seen any interview with him. So if you have a link to that interview, send it to me on my Instagram DMs. Patrick, I would love to sit down with you and have one-on-one chat right now. I'm in Samoa. I have a home and some more and got home and in New York. My family is in New York. I don't have no problems with you. Listen, Patrick, we don't need to talk, brother. Okay, we're good. I have no animosity in my heart for you. I pray for you. I pray for your family in Samoa. I pray for New York. I pray for everybody. I pray for you. We don't need to talk. We're good. We're good. They talk about Russian collusion with Trump. Imagine one of Trump's son receiving $3.5 million from a Russian ex-mayor wife. Oh my God. You guys, imagine just a photograph of one of his kids smoking on a crack pipe or having sex with somebody. Like, it would be the only thing we talk about. It would be the only thing. I mean, you guys saw when Trump wasn't wearing a mask, they lost their minds. They were like, oh my God, Trump's not wearing a mask. Oh my God. Same thing, like somebody from Pence's campaign got COVID, and now it's like the only thing they can talk about. Okay. But they try to tell us all day long that the American people are not interested in this email or Hunter laptop gate. They're telling us we shouldn't be interested in it. That's a bunch of malarkey. All joking aside, it is sad how the Democrats are pushing a man who is clearly not well. I agree. I said that earlier. What do I think about the polls? So I try not to look at the polls because they change so much. I'm just excited for the election night. And that's when I'll look at it. I mean, because you guys remember when he was running against Hillary, do you remember that they were like, all right, everybody, like go to bed. It's going to take too long. I was one of those people that stayed up and saw that they declared him the winner. And I was like waking up people and I was like, oh my God, Trump won. And I didn't even want him to win because I didn't really know. I really didn't know. I didn't vote for anybody that year. I didn't vote for Trump or Hillary. Okay. Because I didn't really believe in either. So yeah, it was crazy. I'd love to see you conduct a one-on-one interview with Veerstein Henry of Truth Talker. I believe she's in Austin. I think Hunter is in his cocaine-fueled rage against his dad, did this to sabotage his campaign. I'm telling you, like, what is her name? Let me take a picture of this because I'm going to look up her channel. But I'm telling you, something's not right. First of all, you can never trust a junkie, okay? You can never trust a junkie. So I don't know if he's clean. I don't know if he's still doing drugs or what. Just hair here. But something's not right, okay? And, Trump has a way with people, and he can make a deal like nobody's business. So don't be surprised if Hunter's not in cahoots with the Trump campaign to sink his father. Because when I saw that interview on ABC, you guys, it didn't sound to me like him and his father had the best of relationships. It kind of sounded to me like, because he made mention of the fact that if his last name wasn't Biden, he wouldn't be where he is or had the opportunities he had if his last name wasn't Biden. So something doesn't smell right. Y'all remember me when that comes out, by the way. You can say you heard it here first on Let's Talk Darling. Okay, Joe says it's totally plausible. Thank you, Joe. That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. Patrick said, if you want to be real, let's keep it real. America owes China a whole lot of money. Everything that we do or buy comes from China. That's why we vote for Trump, because he's trying to end that. He's trying to make everything made in America. And let me tell you, as much as he's already done to cut a lot of ties with China, it's still extremely hard to find things made in America. But Patrick, it is doable because I am somebody for years and years and years and years and years. I'm talking like 15 plus years. Okay. Make it a rule not to buy things from China. I buy things from France. I buy things from Germany. I buy things from America, but I don't buy things from China. It's not impossible. Why won't anybody acknowledge that Dr. Fauci was the one that said we don't need to wear a mask, or they won't really work? I'll acknowledge that, Tiara. I saw that. I saw the interview that he said, unless you're wearing the N95 masks, your mask is not providing you much protection at all, if any. So he's a liar. Plus, we saw the picture of him at the baseball game with no mask. You guys have to understand, Trump is not going to fire Fauci right now, but I guarantee you, once he wins the election, Fauci is out of there. Okay. But he can't afford the upset that would come of him firing Fauci and people even propagating even more this whole he hates science, message. So he's keeping Fauci around and playing nice until the election's over. Mark my words, he'll be gone after that. Yes, we do have witness protection programs. And you guys, my dad used to work in the CIA, and he told me you would not believe who we have working for us as informants. Some of the most unsuspecting people you would think. Okay, so just know that. Would you expect a repeat of the 2000 election, Bush versus Gore, which would drag out for months with multiple recounts and lawsuits? I really think so, that's how it's going to be, because, Trump is not going to easily accept. He's already said it. He's not going to easily accept the election results, and I don't blame him. So yeah, I really do think so. Dude, I wish I could do a live stream election night. I don't know how people do that, like how they do a live stream. I'm going to have to research that. I don't know how they live stream elections, unless they're live streaming from somebody else's channel. So I don't know. I have to research that. But I'll research it. Yes, masks are your leashes. Yes, I have a daughter. I have a 19-year-old daughter and I have a 15-year-old son. For the first time since the Vietnam War, registered GOP is outnumbering registered Dems, 32%, Dems 26%, and GOP 2020, 26 Dems. Wow, that's crazy. They don't want you to know. Wow, that's amazing. How old are you? I'm 43 years old. And I have a 19-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old son. My daughter is going into the Marines. My son is in 10th grade. Hi, Stone. Thanks for joining. Wow, we have 65 people on this live chat. That's amazing. That's amazing. So anyways, guys, if Biden steps down before elections are over, will Kamala immediately take his place on the ballot? I don't know if that's how it would officially work, but I believe that's how it would work. So they would move Kamala up on the ballot to president, and then they would find another VP nomination. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. Any other questions? Gosh, we've almost been going for 45 minutes. Marine here. Woohoo. I love the Marines. My dad was a Marine, Master Gunnery Sergeant. I would have said 23, Joshua. You just keep on talking. No, guys, I'm not 23. And back in the day, I used to weigh 400 pounds. So go to my Instagram, scroll way down, and you can see my before and after picture. What else do you guys want to? I see that it's turning into question and answer. So you guys have questions you want to ask me? It's so hard to kind of keep a topic going on here because you guys are asking great questions. I heard that this election is actually to elect Harris for president after 1 year of Biden because he will retire. Yeah, retire or just not be well. Because remember, Nancy Pelosi is trying to enact, I forget what amendment it is, but the amendment that says if a president is not mentally stable to handle the presidency, they have to step down from the presidency. So she's working on that amendment. That amendment actually was used when JFK was shot. So thank you, Janessa. Janessa, thank you so much. Joshua said, never ask a woman her age and never say you look good for your age. You know what? That kind of shit only offends younger people. Older women like myself, we don't care how you say it. As long as you say we look good, we don't mind. What do I think of the polls, Paul? I talked about this earlier, but I don't look at the polls, but I definitely think Trump is going to win with a major landslide victory of the likes that we've never seen before. That's what I think. So Stone, we were talking about Hunter, but there wasn't much talk about it. I'm just kind of curious as to everything that's going on because it seems like every day there's new stuff coming out about Hunter, new pictures, new video. I'm looking for the link to where all the stuff is at so I can read through it and I can look through it, but I haven't seen that yet. Mara, I'm struggling with my weight and body image. Well, Mara, I don't know how old you are or what the struggle is, but I'll tell you what I learned, okay? The outside is a reflection of what is in here, okay? So work on this first and everything on the outside will change. Guaranteed. Nancy, I assume you're talking about Nancy, that she's not mentally stable. She should put, yeah, she definitely has the alcohol shakes. Dude, for sure, Trump has got to have Texas hands down, because when Biden made that crack about shutting down the oil and gas industry, you lost Texas there, honey. There's a lot of oil and gas here in Texas. Ain't happening. What? Oh, I love this question. What inspired me to start a YouTube channel? And did you originally plan for it to be geared towards more political stuff, or is it just what happened? So I was inspired to start a YouTube channel when I started going through my weight loss journey. So I actually started a different channel that there's like 2 videos on. I don't remember what it's called, but it was like me in the hospital. But if you scroll down to like the beginning of my videos, you can see my weight loss journey story, which was my first video. And then after that, it was just me documenting like how I felt after I had gastric bypass. That's how I lost the weight. But how I felt after the gastric bypass, things that I was experiencing. And then I went through this whole battle with anemia, where I was very, very sick, and I like documented that. And then I had to get a hysterectomy, and I documented that. So my channel actually started out telling my story of weight loss. But since then, my story has evolved. And part of this change that I was talking about up here is being really open and free with who I am, and not feeling like I need to like be a certain way with a certain group of people and be another way with another group of people, which is how I've always been. So I started to talk about my political views when the George Floyd thing happened, and it really like made my channel take off. In fact, they put one of my videos on Fox News, and that's really what kind of like made me kind of visible to people. So I ran with it. I was like, you know, I'm still me. Like, I'm just being me talking about this stuff. I'm not like talking about this just to talk about it. It's important to me. I have the gift of gab. I have, you know, I love to give my opinion against the odds of it hurting people's feelings. I really don't care about that. So yeah, I just ran with it. I have a question about the voting. Does each person have to sign up every year? I'm not sure if I would be able to, because I thought once you sign up to vote, it follows you every time. So I check my voter registration or redo my voter registration when I renew my license. So once you sign up for voter registration, it should follow you, but it could be different in every state. If you go to your .gov website of your state, I know mine's really easy. Like, you can check your voter registration on that site, and it'll tell you if you are registered voter or if you're not. So, but I know it differs from state to state. You're the best. Love your show. You're an inspiration. I think you rock. Thank you, Thomas. So sweet of you. I'm from Missouri, but have solid plans to move to Dallas. Awesome. One way Biden wins will be due to fraudulent mail-in voting. I don't even think he'll win. I don't even think so. Honestly, I think Trump voters are wising up to the fact that they need to protect their vote and not do any mail-in voting. So unless they like pull fake votes out of thin air, I don't know. But again, Trump will contest it. I know he will. Thank you, Logan. George is in the house. I've always wanted to go to Georgia. I've never been. But I hear it's really hot in the summer. And I'm like, I hate that. And in Texas, it's like super humid in the summer. And I'm like, ugh. If I'm not by a pool, like, do not even catch me outside. I think I'm doing pretty good keeping up with all these comments. 70 of you guys in here. Thank you guys so much. Hey, share this video while you guys are on here. I'll be on here as long as you guys are on here, or as long as my family puts up with me. So in Texas, if you have not voted in Texas, where I went was a community college, and it was like held in one of the gymnasiums. You go up to one person and you get like a little sticker, and then you go over to a second person and they have you pick your voting, like it's like a Scantron thing, but they have you pick it. And then he told me just make sure there's no like, nicks or like writings on any of this, whatever one you pick, just make sure it's clean. There's nothing wrong with it. Otherwise, we'll have you pick another one. They check your ID, and then you go over to a machine. You stick the little Scantron in, check your vote. It's all like it's almost like an iPad that you do it with, like with a stylus. And then you hit print your ballot, and it prints your ballot out. You take your ballot physically over to another machine where a person is standing there. They don't touch it. They ask you to put the ballot inside of the machine to feed it in there. And they tell you wait until it goes all the way in, and the machine tells you you're good to go, and then you walk out. So it was super, super secure where I went. Have you watched Out of Shadows? Yes, I've watched Out of Shadows. Like, it blew my mind. I watched it probably 2 more times. If you guys haven't watched Out of Shadows, it's very difficult to find on YouTube because like they keep removing it, but watch Out of Shadows. So type in Out of Shadows documentary and watch it. Crazy. Your mind will be blown. You will look at this, everything that's going on a completely different way. You will also understand QAnon after that. Thank you, Mara, for subscribing. Why are Biden supporters so aggressive towards Trump supporters, forcing students to take down their MAGA flags in their dorms, don't wear their t-shirts? Because that's how the liberals, that's how they are. They run by intimidation. I mean, look at Chelsea Handler, telling 50 Cent, I had to remind him he was black. I mean, that's how their mind works. That's how their party speaks to them, is by intimidation. Like, you notice every time Biden gets up there, it's like doom and gloom, and you're going to look over at the table and the chair next to the table, and there's going to be one person missing. It's all doom and gloom and scare tactics. Okay, so that's how they are. They're bullies. You will never see that at a Trump rally or any type of organization, put together by a conservative group. Never see it. Thank you, Janice. Yes, those other male YouTubers are my friends. I love Brandon. I love ABL. I love Derek. I always say we need to team up. I don't think the minority vote has even happened yet. I wonder if Biden voters changed their mind after the last debate. Actually, I saw something on Fox that said 36% of people actually changed their minds after that debate. So that is promising. I'll get off politics. Okay, Paul says, I'll get off politics. What kind of philosophy for losing weight do you believe works best? Okay, so I am a food lover, Paul. I love food. I do not believe in torturing yourself. I do not believe in low carb. I do not believe in low fat. I believe in portion control. So eat what you want, eat what makes you happy, eat fresh, okay? So if you love bread, I encourage you to get a bread machine and make your own bread, because then you can control what goes into it. You can bake it fresh and eat it. If you love pasta, eat fresh pasta. Go to, like, My Home Goods sells fresh pasta that's been dried, but it's fresh pasta. It doesn't have the enriched word in the ingredient. If you see that enriched word in the ingredient, steer away. It means highly processed. But eat what you want, but just taste things. Enjoy your food, taste it. Don't deprive yourself, exercise regularly, and be happy and positive, because all those things go hand in hand. It's not just what you put in your mouth, but it's also how you move your body. It's also the things that you expose yourself to mentally. I found that like a lot of my weight was due to things that I was just shoving inside and like trying not to deal with. So, you can't lose weight until you deal with issues that are causing you to pick up the food. So if that means you have to like, keep a diary of like what you're eating and what you're feeling and kind of look back at it to see like, are my eating binges triggered by emotion or are my eating binges triggered by being happy? Like I grew up in a Hispanic family. And it's very similar in like a Samoan or Black family or Asian family. You eat when you're sad, you eat when you're happy, you eat when you're bored, we get food all the time and we get a lot of starches and a lot of fried food. So, you grow up learning very poor eating habits, but it's doable. Like I just believe in enjoying your food, but just not overdoing it. If you want chocolate cake, have a couple bites of the chocolate cake. Don't sit there and cut off a whole slice. If you want chips, don't sit down with the whole bag. Just take some chips, put them in a little bowl, and eat those, and that's it. Simple. Hope that answered your question. And somebody said something about, I saw it in here. Somebody said something about BitChute. What is that? I keep seeing that. What is that? New York Trump supporters face terrible attacks today. Whoa, what happened? Tell us what happened, Donna. Yeah, eating slowly helps too. Bye, Donna. See you in the morning. Good luck at your clinical. Thank you, Ellen. Jews from Trump got attacked. Okay, so that's what I saw, Kara. I did see that. I saw that posted and I was like, that is so crazy. And they were like knocking on their doors at their house. Yes, Rodney, bread tastes amazing when you cook it yourself. And you can actually make bread with like no sugar. Most bread machines come with like a book of recipes, but you can like YouTube stuff and do it as well. But bread, fresh baked bread in the morning is amazing. And you can eat more of it when it's not processed from the grocery store in a plastic bag. So there's your incentive to make bread. Lost 80 pounds just cutting out eating late. Okay, so I used to have a problem with that. And so I used to like use melatonin gummies and natural melatonin gummies to like make myself go to sleep at like 9 o'clock so I wouldn't do late night eating because I was a big time late night eater. Crazy. Until I got used to going to bed early. Aloha from Honolulu. I'm part Hawaiian and my aunties and uncles had a big Hawaiian families. I love Hawaiian people, just like Samoan people. I used to live in San Diego, so we had a big like Samoan and Hawaiian community, and they were the most amazing people. Sonia, Hunter stuff is crazy, and I agree. Well, I don't agree that nobody's reporting it. I'm seeing it everywhere. What I'm not seeing is like legit like sources, like where it's coming from. That's what I want to see. Yeah, so Paul, like I don't necessarily like am against keto or like paleo or anything like that. But again, I don't like anything restrictive, you know? I don't like to like have to think about like, oh gosh, does this have carbs? How many carbs? How many sugars? I can't. Okay. I love to eat. I want it to be good. Although I did get like sent some like these keto, I think they were called Factor. They were like keto meals. Those were really good. I ain't gonna lie. But when I saw the price, I was like, hell no, I could cook this myself. Yes, no preservatives. That will kill you. So my family, they used to live in Argentina when I was in college, and they ate so good over there, like steaks and like blah, blah, blah. And when I would go over there, I would notice that like the eggs were like out on the counter. The milk was out on the counter because over there you shop every day because the food doesn't have preservatives. So it doesn't stay fresh, right? So you have to go shopping and get what you're going to eat for the day. But you can eat 20 million times more over there when there's no preservatives, or any place where there's no preservatives and the food is fresh. Even pasta, because pasta is made fresh there, you can eat more of it. You don't gain weight, you actually lose weight. It's crazy. Now we're talking about food, you guys. We shouldn't be talking about food. Thank you, Ellen, for the $9 or $10 almost super chat. I appreciate you so much. You guys are so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we're talking about food. It's almost 10 o'clock here, you guys. Don't blame me if you're like tiptoeing over to your refrigerator right now. Don't blame me. Okay. Who do you guys think would be a good person to run for president after Trump? Because has anybody really thought about that? Like, I'm kind of hoping that like Trump creates some rule that like extends his presidency, or that Don Jr. or Ivana run. Like, I think that she would make an amazing president. Number one, because they have their father's genes. But what do you guys think? Pizza Hut. Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum. Yes, I would totally vote for Candace Owens. I think for sure she would make a great president. Brandon Tatum, I don't think his calling is president right now. I think he wants to like start locally where he lives and impact change there. But he has said that he feels like what he's doing now, he can do more good doing what he does now than in a government. Because I'll be honest with you guys, like the more you get into government, the more you're getting into like bureaucracy and like politics, obviously. So I don't know. You know who was like who's in government? That my husband said actually, he was like, this guy would make a good candidate for president is Jim Jordan. Is it Jim Jordan that you said? He's not listening to me. Oh yeah, Larry Elder, love him. Was it Tim Scott? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Jim Jordan. This guy, look. Jim Jordan. I know, I'm a little bit slow. I'm sorry, I can't control it. Anyways, I love Jim Jordan. I love how he gives it to them every time I see him on TV. Ivanka is extremely classy. She is so presidential. She's a businesswoman. She speaks multiple languages. I mean, she's got it. Do y'all remember when Condoleezza Rice was in there? I loved Condoleezza Rice too, but it wasn't for her. Yeah, Trey Gowdy. I agree. Anyways, you guys, what day do you think I should do these live streams once a week? I don't want to get on here just for nothing. Maybe I'll just like start to do like random days until I can figure out like what day, what time works for everybody. The last time I did a live stream, I was like on here till like 2 o'clock in the morning. I think it was like almost 1:30 in the morning, actually. Crazy. Who's Corn Pop? Corn Pop. Oh, Joe Biden. Do I think he'll drop out? I think he'll drop for sure of something. I don't think he's well. I don't think he's well. So either this situation with Hunter will get so bad he will have to drop out, because as we are seeing, he's involved in it as well. But I don't know if he's going to like willingly drop out, or if it's going to have to like get really, really ugly before he does. With you, Kara, I had no idea they were calling him Corn Pop. That is so funny. You guys, by the way, I got to give a shout out to Kara. Kara is an angel who came to me literally out of nowhere to help your girl with her channel. She's the bomb. So give her a shout out, because Kara, she's the truth, and I appreciate her so much. She actually came to my house today. She got to meet me in person. I got to meet her in person, actually. She came to my house today. So she can tell you I'm not just a head on a stick. Yes, give love to Kara. Woo-hoo. Eventually, all your super chats are going to have to go to Kara, because I got to pay her probably a pretty penny for what she's going to start doing. She's going to make my channel blow up. So I'm going to have a Kara donations for the super chats. There you go. Yes, I agree, Paul. I got to start doing that. I'm just trying to play with the dates to see what dates work best for everybody. The cops need to understand is that it is a two-way street. You can't come to work angry and upset, and you want to take it out on the first black person you see. Some cops are out to spray. Don't need to be. Okay, so I don't know what you're referring to there, Patrick. I don't know if you're referring to the guy that got shot by the cop, but I don't know if you saw the video in slow-mo. He had a gun. Okay, the cop tackled him and he pulled a gun out. So when the cop got off of him, he pointed the gun towards him. So you're damn right he got shot. Monique is the real as dope in person as she is on her channel. Aw, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Same with Kara. She is okay. Kara, you know what's crazy is when you left, I was like, I feel like I've known her before. And I was like, maybe I have known her like in another life. And we were just meant to be like brought back together in some way. Cause I always believed that like everybody that's in your life was like in a previous life with you. But you have this familiarity to me. I feel like we've known each other forever. Like even when we talked for the first time and you emailed me like out of nowhere, you're like, hey, I want to help you. And then you came here and I was just like, oh, like I've seen Kara like 100 times. It wasn't like I was meeting somebody for the first time. It was the weirdest thing. Biden sucks camel toe. Ew. I'm going to put that on there because that was just nasty. All right, guys. This chat is slowing down. I'm keeping up with you guys. I'm getting better. So if you don't follow me on social media, follow me on. Pay attention because you're going to hear some stuff you haven't heard. Instagram, obviously, Let's Talk Darling. Twitter, Let's Talk Darling. Parler, Let's Talk Darling. Parler's like a Twitter, but it's for conservative people and it's not censored. Okay. And then Wimkin, WIMKIN, which is like a conservative Facebook that they don't do censoring. I am also under Let's Talk Darling. Okay. So follow me on all those platforms and just know I am being heavily shadow banned on every single one of them, including YouTube. Okay. They're shadow banning me, which means they are not sharing like they used to when I'm going live. They're not sharing my posts. They're not sharing my stories. So in order for you to see what I'm posting, you have to physically go to my profile page, and that's how you'll see it. We can't cross the lives with ABL and Officer Tatum, so we need a day of the week. By the way, are you wearing a costume on Halloween? I agree with you, Sweet Rosa, because I don't miss ABL's and I don't miss Brandon's either. So I agree with you. Maybe I'll take the weekend shift. Maybe I'll take the weekend shift. We'll see. But Brandon's been doing a lot more lives. Like he's smart. Like instead of like filming his stuff and having to edit it, he just does it live. He talks on the topic like if he was doing a video, and then it just goes up and he doesn't have to edit, which is smart. So, but I agree. I'm not trying to undercut them as well. I love them. Okay. Love them. Yes. Parlor. So Parlor. Go on Parlor. It's an app that you can download. And I love it, you guys. Parlor is a great place to get like stuff. If you like to post stuff and you like to be like the first to see stuff that comes out, Parlor is great for that. And like I said, they don't censor you on there. Kara was so funny because when we were going through like what social medias I had, she's like, I've never heard of Parlor or Wimkin. And I'm like, let me put you on some game, girl. They're good. No, it's not a dating app. Not a dating app. But it does sound like it. You're right. I am keen to know if you all in the USA see the brutal, senseless farm murders taking place in South Africa and the farms now being burned down by the Communist political party here. Yes, I have seen it, and it is extremely, extremely sad. It's not getting around very much, obviously, because we have other things dominating our social media. And, you know, again, as we're all learning, we're not in control of what we see. So it's whatever the social media gods want us to see. Luckily, I follow a few people that are from South Africa, so they've been posting about it, and that's how I know. But it is very, very sad. Election prediction, Trump, landslide win, hands down. Do I trust the polls? No. It's not that I don't trust the polls. I don't trust the reporting of the polls. I don't really trust that they're actually polling poll numbers. Thomas Sowell is amazing. Amazing. If you guys follow Candace Owens, you will know that Thomas Sowell is her, mentor for how she thinks about things. So yes, Thomas Sowell is amazing. Read all his books, watch everything he does. Learn. Is it Parlor with an E? I'm sorry, D. Hold on. I could just look at my app here, y'all. You're right. Parler. Hold on. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to show you my app. See this right there? That's Parlor. So it kind of looks like a Facebook. Okay. I'm in Dallas, Texas. Thomas, what do you mean you're a little worried about the woman's right to choose? To choose what? I choose everything. I have all the choices in the world. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Indiana. Appreciate you. Love you. All right, Patrick is back. What I was trying to say is that I'm not saying all cops are bad. I'm saying is that all cops out there that passing as phony cops and you don't know who you're dealing with. That's probably more the exception than the rule, Patrick. What person in their right mind is going to take a job where they're putting their life on the line on a daily basis? Think about that for a second. If you just want to be a bad person, you don't need to go be a cop to do that. You can go do that however you want. Who killed JR? I don't know. Oh, rights to choose abortions? So you're talking to the wrong person because I'm pro-life. So I've had an abortion. I speak from experience. I don't consider that a good choice to have. Don't have sex unprotected. Don't have sex before marriage, and you won't have to think about an abortion. Thank you, Jimmy, for the $5 super chat. I love you so much. Thank you. I appreciate all the super chats, you guys. Amazing. Dallas gets it. Yeah, it does. Dallas is the best, y'all. So I was born in Chicago, moved to California where I went to high school and college, and then I moved to Dallas. Loved California, but I left about 16 years ago, like right when the economy started getting really bad, and it was the best move we ever made because we couldn't keep a job. We were getting laid off left and right. So anyways, I love the United States, one of the greatest ways to live. I lived all over this world. I serve my country very well, and I will never disagree the uniform, but understand this is, we are fighting for it. Okay. Where's your Texas accent? So I wasn't born in Texas. I was born in Chicago. So I have a mixture of like Chicago and California, and every once in a while you'll get a y'all or you'll get a do what out of me, but that's about it. I'm not a Texas girl, like, in the way I speak. So I used to have Facebook. I dumped Facebook. I have it because I have to have it for my IG, but I don't do anything with it. But yes, I recommend, if you like Facebook, but like just want to get away from all the BS of Facebook, Parler is a great replacement. Will I ever consider running for office? Not right now. Baby steps. Baby steps. Maybe, you never know. I'm a big believer in like God leads you to wherever you're supposed to be. So if that's where I'm supposed to be, that's where he will lead me for sure. Is something out there more bigger than the black and white shoe assignment, not another state, not another side of that line? So, I'm just saying is I don't care you black or white, you personally. I agree. Black, your color doesn't matter. Your moral character, your character matters. That's what matters, not your color, your character, the other C word. Good night, Anthony. Thank you for joining. What's your opinion on the rising rate of children born out of wedlock among all demographic groups in the U.S. and the baby mama culture? So I believe the Democratic Party has made it cool to be a baby mama. You hear about it in rap songs. You see it on TV shows. The Kardashians have made a living out of being baby mamas other than Kim. But I really like Jim Jordan. I like Jim Jordan. I like his like no BS attitude. But I like Lindsey Graham too because he's got a sweet story. Lindsey Graham was never married, you guys. He lived his entire life for his mother. He took care of her, and he never got married, ever. I don't even think he even had a relationship. It's pretty interesting. So I was almost a young mother in high school myself, but I got an abortion. The sad part about it is I went back to the same guy that didn't want me to, or wasn't going to stick around for me to have his baby, and got pregnant again. Didn't have to get an abortion the second time. I had a miscarriage with that one. God, took the reins on that. And luckily I didn't have to be a young mother, but yeah, girls can be really stupid when it comes to that stuff. I was one of them, so I understand. What number is Trump, like as in his presidency? Let me look it up. 45. I forgot. 45. So, Patrick, you said a woman's body is a woman's choice to choose, but understand that if it happens that a woman gets raped and doing that comes out a baby, then what? So there are a lot of people that would kill to have children. And I understand if you get raped, I understand the difficulties with having to raise a child that came out of a situation like that. But that's why adoption exists, because there are a lot of people who would gladly adopt a baby and take that baby on, for you. My daughter actually babysits 2 African-American children who were adopted by a white family. And they're all from the same, they actually have 3 of the kids. They're all from the same mother. The mother was a crack addict. And she did cocaine. So all these kids were born with problems. The little boy had to get a heart replacement when he was 4 years old. And the little girl has behavioral problems, and the older boy has developmental problems. Okay. But they adopted all 3 of these kids knowing that that was their situation. Okay. Their mother continued to have kids. In fact, she didn't just have these 3 kids. She actually has a total of 14 kids, but the other ones went to other foster homes. But it's sad. It's sad. But at the same time, it just goes to show that there are people out there that are willing to take children and love them and, you know, provide them with better lives. So rape is a sad situation, but it's no excuse to have an abortion. It's not the baby's fault that you got raped. I do regret my abortion, yes. But at the same time, I believe everything happens for a reason. So let me say it to you this way. I don't regret the abortion as much as I regret my decision to have unprotected sex or have sex, period, with this individual. That's really the first regret. Who would I want to run for president in 2024? Like I said before, I really think one of Trump's children, Donald or Ivanka, would be great, or Candace Owens would be great. So those are my top 3. Or Pence. But you know what? Pence has a different demeanor than Trump does. So I don't know. Some people are just made to be vice presidents and some people are made to be president. I don't know. We never know. I love Pence, but I don't know if he's presidential material. As a mother, we need to let our daughters know that they can come speak to us if they get in trouble pregnant too. Many girls think my parents are going to kill me. Yeah, so I'm a mother and I've always told my child, of course I'm going to be upset with you if you allow yourself to get pregnant. Of course I'm going to be upset with you, but I'm not going to like disown you. We'll get through it together. So yeah, I agree with you. You know, that starts with having those upfront conversations with your children. And a lot of parents think, oh, I don't need to have that conversation. My kid wouldn't do that. Think again. I don't watch Yellowstone. I'm not an NRA member, but yes, I do shoot. I don't think I have a favorite firearm. I'm not that into it. My husband has a lot of firearms. I like the SIG P250C that he shoots, but at the same time, sometimes it's got shitty accuracy, but it's fun to shoot. And he has a Borelli rifle that's really cool too. All right, guys. I had that fear about my mom throwing me out as a young teen. I think everybody does. I think it's more of a fear of like a disappointment. Nobody wants to disappoint their parents. So I think it's more that than anything. A sword collector. Holy cow. Holy cow. Do you collect the swords or do you like sword fight? Whoa, my lighting just got like super dark. Ugh. What religion are you? I was raised and baptized Catholic. My dogs are all in here. I'm breathing heavily. Hi, guys. Hi. All right, guys. I'm sure I'm boring you to death now at this point. Plus, it's kind of late. It's a little past my bedtime. I typically go to bed at like 9:30, 9:45. My family hates me because I'm such a drag. But I got to get up early and get on the news and study for you guys so I can make videos. So Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all being in here. I'm going to be back next week with another one of these, and we'll talk about something. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. And Joshua, thank you so much for the $10 super chat that just came out. You have a question here. Put polls aside and look at likes and views on YouTube. The Young Turks had like 10K live streaming. The second presidential debate, Steven Crowder had 600K. Red Wave 2020. Yes, a Red Wave 2020. And I agree. Look at likes and views, not just on YouTube, but also look at how many people are following Biden on Facebook, how many people are following Trump on Facebook. Same thing with Instagram, same thing with Twitter. Compare their followers on those two platforms, and you guys will see how Trump is slaughtering Biden in those areas. And that will tell you what you need to know, because social media determines everything. I am drinking sweet tea with lemon in a mason jar. That's a Texas thing, y'all. There you got your y'all. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Have a good start to your week on Monday. Make it productive. Make it strong. Keep the faith. We're almost to the end. Trump 2020. Woo! Love you guys. Bye.